Welcome back to the channel, folks, and if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. This is your channel for all things flight simulation and VR. Talking of which, one of the worst things about VR, the main sticky point when it comes to really enjoying immersive VR experiences is comfort. You could argue price is one as well, but to be honest, with the Quest 3S and Quest 3, that's not so much of a barrier anymore. But comfort is the main problem, in my opinion, that not only stops people from being in VR for longer, but sometimes stops people using VR at all. It's like buying a very expensive pair of shoes or trainers, and you put them on, and within the first half an hour they're just so uncomfortable they give you blisters, you're just going to take them back. It's much the same with VR. So this is where I want to talk about VR comfort and a fantastic company called Studioform, which funny enough I was probably one of the first YouTubers to showcase Studioform back in the Revo G2 days. But this company has come a long way and specialises in creating premium VR comfort mods and accessories designed to enhance balance, fit and that really important long-term comfort. And I can assure you this is not just promotional jargon. It really works, even with the tiniest VR headset on the planet. The Bigscreen Beyond version 2, which I've shown quite a lot recently because I adore it, with eye tracking as well, and these comfort mods, they're amazing. So here I'm showing some accessories that are for the Bigscreen Beyond as an example. These are both the PU leather and fabric facial foams, which have different thicknesses, which really max out that field of view. To put that into context, I'm now getting 112 degrees with the Bigscreen Beyond version 2 because of these fabric foams. Now you need a facial interface with this, and it's a very clever design that clips onto the headset, and I must say, once it's all on, it is sumptuous. It's so comfortable, and not only that, it looks cool and extremely clever the way it just clips on like that. Now the eagle-eyed viewer will know I've got some more accessories to the Bigscreen Beyond just to really finish it off, including the back padding, which really helps secure the headset, especially if you've got long hair like me. The actual materials used here, again, both the PU leather and fabric, are just fantastic. And of course, I'm also using an Apache strap, which I know probably sounds a bit strange on a headset that is so incredibly light, but it does just finish off the comfort, keep it completely just stable without it being welded to your head and being uncomfortable. It's just a really great set of accessories and makes the Bigscreen Beyond absolutely the most comfortable headset I've ever used. That's saying something because, as you know from this channel, I've tried all of the major PC VR headsets now. And as you can see here, I'm just showing you taking the real cheap feeling foam, I must say, of the audio strap and then applying the new one, which is a 5-minute job, folks. You can completely transform your headset in a matter of minutes, which I just find insane. The end result is it feels like you've got memory foam for your face. However, folks, I'm showing comfort mods with a headset that is already quite comfortable out the box, but this does make it all day comfortable without a doubt. Especially replacing the silicone facial interface, which I've never been a fan of because it tends to stick to your face and feel quite sweaty. That eliminates all of it. But what about the large VR headsets? Well, I'm also going to show you the Crystal Super, which is on the larger side these days and may look ridiculous with the crop of VR headsets now, such as the Megan X, Beyond and soon the Dream Air. But you know what, the Crystal Super OLED has a few tricks up its sleeve because it's very modular, and you can use a super wide aspheric lens with that headset with 136 degrees or more. That's my measured field of view. And also you can swap to the micro OLED module. And funny enough, some of you out there prefer a larger headset design because it feels like a helmet. I totally get that, and especially in this case when you've got inside out tracking. However, there is no getting away from the fact this headset is friggin' huge. It is bulky, and in my case, even with the micro OLED module, which is the lightest of all the modules, I do have a fundamental issue with the design, and that is the lenses. They stick out and hit my nose. So you probably can see where this is going. Enter the Studioform kit for the Crystal Super. And I am going to say this, folks, I'm sorry, but it is a game changer. especially for this headset. And to put that into perspective in terms of hours, before I could only manage around 2, but now I can easily fly for around 4 hours with this headset, which I think is absolutely insane. So I'm going to start by showing you a few things here. This is really important with the Crystal Super and the Crystal Lite. That's the spacer kits. These are designed to help the lens to eye distance for those who do struggle with eye strain. You can build these up inside the facial interface, which enables you to get the right distance for you. Again, very clever and very studio form. I love it. I personally don't have an issue with that, so I don't use them. In fact, I've got some spare. So if you're watching this video and you're from the UK, let me know and I'll just bung them over to you in the post. So as you can see here, I'm showing you the absolutely fantastic quality of the fabric and PU leather facial foams, which is a far cry from the foams you get with the headset, which are friggin' awful in my opinion, and they tend to wear very quickly. But for me, the big deal was actually at the back of the headset, because I found that the Crystal Lite and Super tends to wobble around a lot. But with this Elite rear pad mod, not only do you have different fabrics again, this one I recommend the PU leather, it secures the back of your head a lot better, especially with the wider foam, which then means the front of the headset actually stays put, which means I don't have any issues with the lenses moving around and hitting the left and right of my nose. Now to install it, it's actually a little bit scary because you have to give it a firm click into place, but don't worry, I've done this a few times now and the headset can take it, especially with that back plate, and then it's not going anywhere. And just to finish off, this is the Apache strap. Now there is 2 options here, because you could use the official head strap for the Crystal Super, which I prefer for the micro OLED. However, this is interesting, I think, anyway. For the QLED modules, which are a lot heavier, I actually find that the Apache strap gives you a lot better support. So I'm just showing you the 2 differences with the OEM official Pimax head strap and the Apache strap. But in each case, they both do a very good job. But if I had to pick one, it would actually be the Studio Form Apache strap, just because it gives you a lot better stability. And again, like I said before, this does transform the headset. Now for really heavy headsets, such as the Crystal Super with the QLED modules, or the Somnium VR1 for example, they even offer balancer kits, which I know adding more weight sounds strange, but having it right at the back of the headset really, funny enough, balances it, like the name suggests, and it can even help with the sweet spot, simply because it stays put on your head, so you don't have to keep moving it around, which is very handy, for example, for the Reverb G2. And the great thing is Studio Form have a whole host of different comfort mods for a full range of VR headsets, including the Quest, PSVR 2, Vive, the whole works, folks. So I just wanted to make a dedicated video on the subject of VR comfort, because I think that's one of the #1 killers for people not coming back into this amazing hobby of ours. And really, I think Studio Form are the absolute top leaders when it comes to the best VR comfort mods and accessories. Now, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Do you own any Studio Form balancers? Has it changed the game for you when it comes to VR comfort? Thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care and bye for now.